Right, so welcome to an updated lesson. Now, this one's going to be fairly relevant to the time of the month, time of the year in 2024, because we're going to be looking at stats and just some data that has been collected from certain platforms to be able to help you with marketing and understand trends and try jump on trends before they go viral. And this is obviously going to help you, because if you jump on the trend before it goes viral and you start obviously making the content en masse, when it does go viral, you'll be the main source of virality, let's say, or views. So firstly, we're just going to go over some OnlyFans stats. I know you're going to be on AI models most of the time, so OnlyFans isn't too relevant. However, it's within the same industry and kind of does the same thing. So we do need to know it. We need to know that our average customer is around 29 years old. That's quite important. These OnlyFans stats here, when it comes to income, is going to be slightly different to FanView, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you did want to read them, that's fine, because obviously it shows the capabilities of OnlyFans and FanView, because FanView is massively grown as well. But they're not too relevant to this lesson. So the average OnlyFans user is 29. So we can safely say that the average user on FanView is most likely going to be around that 29 years old mark. So this is where you're going to have to customize your chatting a little bit. If you're chatting for someone that is towards the age of 18, 19, 20, and you're purely targeting that kind of fan base, maybe that's not the best. Maybe it's best to go aim for someone slightly older and chat in a slightly different style to be able to get the best, ROI. So maybe that's something to think about. The average user on OnlyFans gains that much money a year. So that's obviously US based. These are US stats. But that's also good to know, because obviously if they're saying they're broke, you've got to understand why. If they've got 2-3 kids and a wife, you understand why they're broke. But if they're 29, let's say, and their average earnings is probably around this, and they're saying they can't afford to pay you a tenner, the reason they can't afford that is because they don't want to. So you need to kind of convince them to buy it. It's not a problem of lack of funding on their behalf. It's normally the lack of salesman skills and motivation on your behalf. So that's where it comes in quite important. But stats like these are great to analyze every now and then. Obviously there's 2024 in here, January, and they obviously explain some of the users from America, USA, Canada. And this is why it's important to then start getting like US Sims on TikTok and stuff like that, because you can hit this audience a lot easier. So yeah, as you can see, it's just some stats. You probably had a little look over them whilst I'm talking. Go on to the next one. So these are AI stats. Now, these are crazy. I understand AI is a very broad spectrum. So when it comes to images and actual AI images in comparison to AI usage or capabilities, it's very different, and these stats may differ. But within the whole industry, it's meant to have a growth rate of 28%. Now, the market is already fucking huge. So to go up 28% more is a lot. That is a lot. And that's very good, because obviously all that's going to mean is that your AI model is going to get better and better and better. That AI video is going to come in. The AI voice is going to get better and better. So this is all on the massive incline. Whereas when it comes to normal models, they're kind of peaked already. They can't really get much better unless they start using technology such as this AI or other modern technology. They can't really get better. You can't, but with AI you can. So this is why, another reason why it's, you're in the right place and you're learning at the right time. You're pretty much hitting the trend whilst it's just about to blow up. So well done for being there in the first place. And it is estimated to obviously create a lot more jobs, and a lot of them is probably going to be generating AI tits online. So become one of the best at it, and you can start creating your own business and scaling using AI itself. But yeah, 15 trillion by 2030. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's hard to apprehend the amount of money that is. But we're going to be looking at social media platforms as well, because data collection is very important. We've looked at AI, we've looked at some of the porn stats, etc. We've got some more in a minute. But when it comes to social media, that's where you're marketing. So it's important to look at them stats as well, because that's going to help you kind of formulate your trajectory and where you're going to put that funding that you just gained by getting blokes to buy AI tips. So it's saying here, this was a stat based on obviously 2024, obviously most reliable and most accurate, let's say, to what you're doing at the moment. So 2024 stats are always the best. And it says that Instagram is leading the growth when it comes to large platforms such as, the ones, TikTok, Twitter, etc. Instagram's the fastest growing. And that's why a lot of you have been having very good success when it comes to Reels. And obviously knowing these stats before you start getting results on Reels would obviously then push you towards going on Reels and investing a bit of money into Reels. So handy to know, and it's kind of reassuring. If you are going to invest into Instagram and promoting your stuff, etc. It's just reassuring to see these stats are kind of backing you up here. So kind of gives you that confidence to crack on. There's also other things like, Pinterest, LinkedIn, that's also growing. However, these aren't great when it comes to marketing an OnlyFans model. LinkedIn's a very professional site. Most people go on there to work, not to, beat the meat. Whereas on Instagram, it's normally something you do in the chill time of the day to go chill out. But then there's also new social media platforms such as BeReal. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard about this before. You may be thinking, wow, fucking 313%. That's massive. That's massive growth. Why aren't we all jumping on that? The reach capabilities on BeReal aren't great. That's the problem. It may be growing massively because people are starting to use it, but it's more of a private kind of platform. It's where you only interact with your friends or the people that you have as friends. So yes, it's growing. Yes, its capabilities are probably going to change. However, for now, when it comes to marketing, it's not great. But if you did keep an eye on platforms such as BeReal, they may add some interactive or reach kind of features in there. And if they do, you can jump on that, like that, get on the trend, and then obviously that's going to blow your model up very quickly. So it's things like this which is extremely important to keep an eye out. Yeah, it's not great right now. However, that has potential to be able to go a lot higher and a lot bigger, and it's going to help you out. Okay, Twitch, live streamings, we're probably going to skip that. You've got an AR model. It's not great. However, if you do have a model, like an actual real model, if they're on Twitch a lot, and they're jumping on these trends here, and they're growing very quickly, you can always collab your AI model with your real model, because it's just going to be able to use that audience without actually having the capabilities of live streaming. AI models live stream. You can do it. Doesn't work very well at the moment within the month that we're in, June of 2024. So you can do it, but it's not great. But once again, you can rob audiences from other models that do Twitch. So that's that. You can also use ChatGPT. So obviously you can use this to find some stats. As you can probably see, the stats I just had up on the screen, got it from ChatGPT, simples. We're also going to be looking at the fastest growing social media platforms. Now there's stuff like this here. Never heard of most of these. You can look into them. I'm not going to look into them because, can't really be asked. But platform like Yubo, that's something we actually used with one of our real OnlyFans models at the start of the year. We had her on dating apps on Yubo's, because Yubo's kind of a dating app live streaming kind of platform. We used the dating app capability of it. I can't remember the exact stats, but it was about £5 for a 10-hour boost or something. Within them 10 hours, she got about 10,000 friend requests or matches. And obviously 10,000 for like a fiver is mental. It's a great ROI. However, we made 10 accounts, smashed that, loads of money. She was getting I can't even remember how many subs a day, roughly about 20. She grew her Instagram by about 500 followers or fans within 3-4 days. It was pretty good. And the problem with that is they upgraded their verification system with an AI system. So now it's AI verification. So a lot harder to get verified, a lot harder to get your model on there. But obviously if you manage to crack that, new technologies are coming out. If you do your research on AI, like we just said, you probably be able to get verified and be able to do the same thing. But once again, we jumped on that trend. We made quite a bit of money from that trend, and now it died. This is what I'm talking about. If you lot find or go look on some of these platforms, I don't know what any of these are, but let's say they're very similar and they're slightly behind Yubo, then that's going to be very beneficial. You're going to be able to jump on that trend and get a lot of views from it. So that's just one success story of doing your research and research paying off. So obviously they release stats yearly. They also do release some stats every 6 months, which is why I'm kind of doing this video now, because it's 6 months into 2024, or near the end of the month. So this is going to be beneficial, and there's going to be new stats coming out left, right, and centre, because obviously it's 6 months, half a year. So doing this lesson now is not just random; it's targeted to the kind of trends of the world, the data that's been collected over the last few months. But this thing here, I don't really play video games, so I don't really know what the fuck this game is. However, I've googled it. It is a video game, and it is very sad. So let's have a look. Look at these stats. So the popularity of this being searched on Pornhub, once again, it's a video game, but people are searching on Pornhub. In March, it was 1,500% increase. So obviously that went viral massively. Don't know why. Not a Scooby. obviously it's dropped down quite a bit, but stats like these are pretty good to observe. This is a video game. People, 1.5k% increase. That's a lot of people searching this fucking character. So they're not going there to watch and play, shooting or whatever they do. They're going on there to see that model with the tits out from a video game. What's the difference between a video game and AI? There isn't. So this also backs the point that in 2024 AI can fucking boom. It can go very viral. You can get a lot of views. This is statistics that are backing this from March 2024. It's very significant. You may be thinking, oh, I don't mean that much, but look, let's analyze it a bit more. This was the most searched character. So this is probably the character which got most of this percentage, probably about 1,000 by the looks of it. Now, I've got this character up here. Let's have a little look. So the video game nerds clearly love this character. So why don't you make an AR model that matches this character? Mimic this character, and you're going to get a lot of those views. Simple as that. Stats like that. No one knows about this. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. This is nothing. But obviously I don't socialise and talk with the little nerds that go on Pornhub and jack off all the time. Who does? You're not going to network with them. So being able to see these stats and the data here is very significant. Is making an AR model which is similar to this person, or if you have an AR model that's already similar, creating a personality around this girl here, even putting a name similar to her, is going to get you some views, get you some trends. It's AI, it doesn't take long to make. It's not like recruiting a model and then training them up to be similar to this character. You're just AI generating it. It takes you 10 minutes. Let's go across to this. So I bet we all saw this at the start of the year. Me and Kyle posted it fucking everywhere. And it started the AI revolution, let's say, when it comes to the OFM kind of area. Hentai was at the top in 2023. Now, if you don't know what hentai is, it's the weird little animation porn. It's similar to these characters here, but naked. Bit weird, but it's at the top ranking in 2023, which is nuts. So that obviously shows the capabilities of AI. If you haven't seen these stats, they're very good. I'll go recommend them. But let's just scroll down. So shit like this is also great for running ads, because if you're going to be looking at these stats, if you remember from earlier, the 29 is the average age group, so we're going to be targeting them fuckers that are 29. So you've got your age there. So let's see if we can find one that says hentai or cartoon porn. They are. So we can target that state. Them not like cartoons. We can target that state because obviously AI is going to be somewhat similar. If your model isn't that great quality, you can easily get into the cartoon niche. So we can target that state. We can target people of 29, and then we can also target certain ages, certain genders, sex, etc. So that is already going to be narrowing down and saving you money and getting a better kind of ROI when it comes to ads. Analysing stats is obviously mega important. Basically, the gist of the lesson is look through stats, start involving it within your marketing, start involving it within your methods, model production, model niches. All of this is very important to becoming viral and optimizing your pages.